Shooting macro underwater can be a lot of fun. You have a couple different lens options for the GoPro. One is the Inon lens, the other is the Backscatter Flip lens. I prefer the Backscatter Flip lens. It's a lens I've used for several years. I've gotten a chance to master this lens, and I want to tell you, like, what's the best thing you can do to get great results. First, here are some of my shots I've done with the Backscatter Macro Lens.
When used properly, the GoPro and the Backscatter Macro Lens can be very powerful tools underwater. In this video, I'm going to show you everything you need to know to get great macro shots with the Backscatter Macro Lens. The shots you're seeing now are all playing back at half speed. You want to shoot at 60 frames per second and then slow everything down to 30 frames per second. You don't necessarily need a tripod, but any kind of movements that you're making with your camera, make sure you go really slow. Look for movement and behavior. This sea urchin was kicked over accidentally by another diver, but it gave me a chance to go in and get a close-up shot of the movement and the struggle of the sea urchins. This is a basket star at night. At night, they unfold and roam the reef to hunt for food. During the day, they're balled up. But it's very fascinating to watch that type of movement. And my name is Todd Cordy with Oceans Unknown. If you like this content, if you learned anything, leave some comments below. Please give it a thumbs up and share it if you can. It always helps the channel out. If you used this lens before, let us know in the comments. Did you like it? Did you have some success with it? What were the problems? What are the things you liked about it? Look at this filefish. They are notoriously shy fish, and to be able to get that close, within inches, to get a macro shot, look at the gills and the fins, and the scales. So cool to get that close. This lens can be a lot of fun. You can get some great shots and really enjoy capturing the underwater world. The GoPro does not focus 12 inches or 30 centimeters in front of the camera. To get anything within that range, you'll need a lens.
I like using the Backscatter Macro Lens, but if you don't know how to use this correctly, you will not get good results. You have to nail down the distance in front of the lens. If you're a little bit off or a little bit too far away, your shot will not come out. Will not. So knowing what that distance is essential. Understanding distance underwater is very difficult. That's why I designed a measuring tool in the back of my underwater video guide. You just put the guide up to the lens and it shows you the distance of where the macro lens focus. If you have anything inside of the green area, this will be in focus and your shot will turn out. Anything outside of that area is out of focus. Anything in front of the green area or behind the green area is out of focus. That area will be blurry. So you can use that to advantage by putting something in the foreground in the green area, and anything in the background is going to be blurry, which kind of has that aperture look, which is really nice.
See how the background is blurry and the foreground is blurry? And once you know that distance, you can get some really nice dramatic effects. I love the colors in this shot with the reef in the background and the contrast of the soft coral. The soft corals in Fiji are gorgeous. To get in close with the macro lens to get these kind of shots are really nice to show the detail of the soft corals. This clam, you can see the foreground and background are out of focus and the middle is in focus. So it's a good use of how the lens works. So put a subject in the foreground and have that blurry background. If you could dim your lights down some and have a blacker, darker background, the contrast in the colors and the lights is really nice. It takes a little practice, but once you get used to the distance in front of the lens, you'll get some good shots.
Once you nail down the distance and you know what that focus is in front of your camera, it's a lot of fun. You could go down and get amazing shots of amazing life doing incredible things.
The Backscatter Macro Lens works best with either narrow or linear lens option, but the problem is wide is the best lens to use underwater. It's very difficult to switch settings underwater, but I've got a solution.
So if you've never seen these before, I designed QR codes for underwater settings for the GoPro. All you have to do is point your GoPro at this QR code underwater and it instantly changes to those settings. To use the Backscatter Macro Lens, you need a narrow viewing lens option.
I'm always shooting with a wide lens, so I'll need to change it to narrow. I point the QR code at the GoPro. It instantly changes to those settings. I flip the lens over, and now I need to see how far away I need to be to get the subject in focus. Once you see that distance underwater, you can look over the top of your camera, and now you have an idea of how far away you need to be in order to get your subject in focus. Distance underwater is very difficult to figure out, so this tool is really helpful to see what that distance is that you need to be away from the subject. In the bottom right corner, that's what the camera is recording, and you can see the distance I'm away from the anemone. Now if I pull back, the camera starts focusing 12 inches or 30 centimeters in front of the camera. So I'm going to go around, just kind of get a wide shot of this anemone, flip the lens over and get a macro shot. Now this is great because when I go to edit this, I could show the wide shot of the anemone and then switch to these macro shots. And within one video, I have enough to create a nice clip for social media. Which brings me to my next point. Use the flip lens to your advantage. Shoot the subject. When you're ready, within the same video, flip the lens over, go in and get the macro shot. All in one video. This is the best thing about this lens. Having the option to flip the lens while you're shooting a video is fantastic. Watch these Caribbean reef squid. They were really close to me and I'm like, can I get a macro shot of these squid? To get this close to these squid is rare, super rare. It's only 3 or 4 inches away from my camera. Maybe it saw the reflection in the macro lens and it was kind of curious and looking at it, but it was just fantastic. Couldn't believe I got this close. Look, you can see through the eye. Isn't that amazing? You can see now the squid's getting a little too far away. It's out of that focus range we talked about earlier. So I want to flip the lens over. I want to very carefully reach over my camera and flip the lens open so that I could continue shooting the squid. I don't want to make a sudden movement. I don't want to scare the squid off because this is like a once in a lifetime type of shot. Okay, so you have the right settings. You know the distance. You can flip the lens back and forth. How do you take all of this knowledge, go underwater, shoot a video, and edit it for social media? Let me show you how that works. This is how I would shoot a subject. My right camera is shooting wide, and you can see the what the camera's seeing in the upper right corner. I'm going to flip the lens and start recording with my left camera, which is set on narrow. I'm going to do it like a 3D move, get all angles of this anemone and the fish with the wide and the narrow setting. And when I have this down, I'm going to flip the lens back over. I'm going to turn off the wide shot because within 12 inches it's going to be blurry. So now I move in for the macro shot. And I'm trying to get the fish to cooperate and go through the anemones. Some of the fish are better at this than others. So you just got to kind of play around with it and get that shot. So now just within a few seconds, I've got a wide shot, a narrow shot, and my macro shot. This is how I would edit. Here's my wide shot to the narrow shot, macro, narrow, back to the macro, and then end with a wide. So that's my shot. And if I wanted to do this in a vertical format, this is how it would look. In this situation, the vertical format works pretty well. And the vertical format is very popular with social media. You'll get more views and more hits with this vertical format. I like this because it ends up being more about the fish. So surprisingly, the vertical format works better than the horizontal. It's really nice to mix in these macro shots in your video. Start off by showing a wider type of view Let everyone know where it lives, the environment, the surroundings, and then go in with a macro shot. Here we have an azul vase sponge, one of the most colorful sponges in the Caribbean. I'm showing what it looks like, the texture, the size, where it lives on the reef, and then I'll go in with a macro shot, get really close to show the details, the fibers, the colors, the texture of this vase, and very, very close. So you'll have this established shot. And then when you go in for the close-up, your macro shot gives a detail. Let's talk about some problems with the Backscatter Flip lens. You have to watch out for this gap.
When you flip the lens over, make sure there's no gap in between the camera and the lens. Sometimes I like to press and hold that just to make sure that it's on there firmly. Because if it's a little bit off, you're going to have that gap and your video's not going to turn out. So I would watch out for that.
Watch when I flip the lens over, it doesn't close all the way. That black on the right side is the lens. Now the whole thing is all distorted. This video is shot. In this video, you can see the black on the right hand side is not closed all the way. But I also have my lights too forward and it's shining into the GoPro. See the reflection in the right hand side? That's a reflection of the GoPro off the macro lens. So make sure your lights are back far enough and not shining into the camera. Most of the time the gap is caused from the position of the red filter. I would just leave the red filter off. The red filter is not going to give you the colors. What you need are video lights. Video lights replace the color loss underwater. It adds that white light. It really makes all the colors in a reef pop. The red filter is not going to do that. I would just leave the red filter off. Both the lens and the red filter can fall into the view of your GoPro by mistake. So getting rid of the red filter at least eliminates one of the things that could fall into your shot. Make sure that lens is open all the way and it kind of clicks in the spot where it holds, or it could swing in the middle of your shot and you don't want that to happen. Don't forget to flip the lens back open. This will happen to you. I guarantee it 100%. You'll be shooting a video and you'll look down and you'll see that the macro lens is closed. So don't forget to open up the macro lens. If you've used this lens before, let us know in the comments below what you think about this lens, and if you have any kind of advice or suggestions, that'd be great. This is my current setup. I'll leave a link to the camera tray down in the description. My name's Todd Cordy with Oceans Unknown. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss on future how-to videos.